Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 22nd of September. My name's Phillip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And Gary, we could get straight into real estate if you want to. No, we're not going to. I want to just talk about our current vendors at our House of the Week, which we won't talk about the House of the Week at the moment.
They're making us very, very happy.
We're going to talk about the morning tea that has been provided and all to those past GPTV homes that had us conduct the show and didn't put on a show like this. This really is the benchmark. In fact, actually, I would say that this is the new benchmark after the team from DDB Design and Webb Street put on that morning tea.
That's right.
Which was pretty
this
fabulous
is the benchmark
as well.
now to be exceeded, met or exceeded the minimum.
Spring 2015. We've got smiley cupcakes, Gary, and the reason we've got smiley cupcakes is because the vendor said to us as we walked through the door, we've got smiley cupcakes. He says, we're always smiling.
Well, we're smiling this weekend, Phillip.
Oh, segue
straight in there, because let's just have it. I can't hold it back any longer, Phillip.
Yep.
We are 17 out of 17 auctions. That's 100% against an industry average of
74%, Gary.
Oh, look at those towers. How good do they look up there, Phil? With a little sparkle on the top. When you get 100%, you've got to put a sparkle on the top of the tower.
And I'm pretty sure there's sparkles up there right now. But let's take those towers down because there's a news flash, Gary. A news flash last weekend.
I always get worried when you're going to say something that I don't know what it is.
The weekend before last, we had 17 auctions out of 18, which was pretty heroic because it gave us a 94% clearance rate. But as of last night, Gary,
I've been given here as well.
As of last night, we sold the one that we passed in. We did. So in the last 2 weeks, we've had 35 out of 35 auctions.
That's pretty damn good, Phil.
Congratulations to Webb Street vendor. We did sell last night.
And congratulations to all of our vendors and all those buyers that have found new homes for themselves, Philip.
Not only do we have cupcakes, Gary, we have chocolate eclairs.
I'll lift those up. Are they
and
camera?
if you want me to talk about me and my chocolate eclair moments...
No, I don't want to.
I
just
don't mention that on
camera. I'm planning on eating one of those. I don't want to feel bad about it.
Viewers, all I can tell you, if you're looking for a good night out, get yourself some chocolate eclairs and let your imagination run wild.
That's very distasteful. Let's talk about the real estate market instead, Phillip, because there were so many results. We're not going to review them all. Let's talk about some of them. You were in Bentley in Froma Street on Saturday morning. That one went off, Phillip.
Gary, we had a reserve there of $1 million, and I've got to tell you, in my opening remarks about the land and our Bentley being a suburb of choice.
Did it resonate with the buying public?
Well, I thought the speech was fantastic, so I called for bidding, and nothing happened. Nothing happened for a good 5 minutes, so I had to kind of fill in with small talk.
Yes, well, you're good at that. You're good at that.
Finally, we got the auction going, and it just flew past the reserve and sold for $1,180,000.
And while you were there, I was just up the road, around the corner in Cheeseman Avenue.
Yep, go on.
And you're going to eat that on camera right now.
I am.
Cheeseman Avenue in Brighton East, Phillip. Now, Cheeseman's a lovely street, Phillip. And that one was the vendor. Now, wait for this. The vendor was 100 years old. And I thought, 100-year-old vendor.
Hello, Gary.
You're so immature. There you go, Phil. So 100-year-old vendor, and notwithstanding, Phillip, this incredible woman, she was standing up, no
at
frame,
100,
no stick, no frame. She was standing up completely with it. And that home had been the same family since 1946. A bit of an interesting story, Phillip. We thought we would get somewhere around $790, which was the top of the range, but we were very wrong because it sold for $932,000.
Where is our 100-year-old vendor moving to?
Moving to...
is she upsizing or?
No, she's moved.
Bought a house with a tennis court and a swimming pool?
She's going to St Kilda. She's filling in party mode. She's going to St Kilda to be in the party set, Phil. No, that's not true. She is going to an independent living place, but she's unbelievable.
Isn't that incredible?
Phil, also incredible was the auction in Mid-Ormond. That was very strong. We thought we might get somewhere in the high 8s for that. And we ended up getting $975 for that semi.
I think that's a huge price because I drove past that on my way back from doing an auction. You did. Thought I'd just drop in and have a look at it.
You didn't stay around for the auction, I saw.
I didn't.
Friendly.
But that was near the intersection of Jasper Road. I thought that price was huge.
I thought it was good. It did put a smile on the vendor's face, that's for sure, Phillip. What do we do when we frown? Do we turn it the other way? Okay, let's move on to Main Street, Elstwick, Phil. That was an auction that you did on Saturday afternoon. Can you take us through that auction, Phil?
I can, just as that.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
Main Street Elstwick auction, Phil. 130. Keep it professional, please.
Jeremy did the auction there, and I believe it went really well.
It did go
I
really
don't know all that much about it,
okay.
so
you just keep
take
eating.
it over.
Philip, we're expecting somewhere in the high 7s through to the sort of high 8s. We ended up selling it for $952,000. So well done to Jeremy. A big spread of sales across price ranges and areas, Philip, on Sunday morning. We were in Scott Street. The price is undisclosed, but it did run well over expectations.
What a shame the price is undisclosed there, Gary, because that was a big price.
It was a big price. It was
big crowd.
Big crowd,
and we
fabulous
had
home.
4 or 5 people bidding
Four
for that.
or 5 bidders. It exceeded expectations, and
it's a shame we can't talk about the price, because that really does underpin the top end of the market in Caulfield
Well,
South.
it's probably the high. I don't know if there's been many, maybe one.
And there were
high sale.
150 people there at the auction.
Yes.
So no doubt, viewers, you'll probably know one of the people at the auction. You could ask them. Unfortunately, we can't say.
Extraordinary result, Phillip, and really did go through the roof. 199 Cambrook Road. Also, Phillip, that one I can tell you, the reserve I was given was 950 on the day. And viewers, just so you understand, many times we don't get the reserve till on the day. That is the vendor's choice and prerogative. This one was given to me on the day 950, and we were quoting 9 to 990, so it sat beautifully in the middle, Phillip.
Yep.
But lo and behold, it sold for $1,240,000. That is big bucks.
I want to talk about what you've just talked about in terms of the reserve price. Viewers, what you need to understand is that we give our vendors a range of where we think the property will be well received.
Yes.
We don't get our reserve until the day of the auction.
Most cases, yeah.
More often than not, our vendors' reserve is in sync with our selling range.
Yeah, with our range,
more often than not.
Yeah.
But the vendors have got the right to choose whatever reserve price they have.
And let's face it, a vendor can go out the day before the auction and see something like theirs that went for $200,000 more and say, well, I want $200,000 more, and no one can stop that from happening.
And there's a lot of talk about, agents quoting one price and it's selling for another. There are a couple of variables: the strength of the market, but also the vendors' price that they choose on auction day.
Absolutely, and that is their choice, Phillip. That is a free country, and people have got the choice.
And
indeed,
what a great free country we live in,
absolutely, Gary. Phillip. It's free country in Snowden Avenue as well. That sold very well. We thought we might get around 1.5. But we've got a whole lot more. Tell us about that quickly. Why your mouth's full? I love that.
These cakes are delicious,
okay,
Gary.
$1 million.
And I'm not a big cake eater, but these are delicious.
$1,805,000. Is that correct,
Gary? What's going on with land in Caulfield and Caulfield North?
That's what's happening.
Thank you very much for that. But land has been repriced. I reckon if we look at this real estate boom that we're currently in, the properties that have gone up the most, I think, are those that are just at land value.
Well, Cambrook Road is an example. I mean, we did all the comparable sales, and we thought, they're all around that between 9 and $1 million, and we knew it'd be a popular range, but you don't know what it's going to go to. And $1,240,000. I mean, they're talking about almost $300,000 over reserve. But that's what's happening. Land is hot. And
if you have a look at that sale in Snowden Avenue, I mean, land in Snowden Avenue only 12, 18 months ago was probably $1,300, $1,400 a square metre.
To buy a block for 1,200,
now it's over 2,000 a square metre.
It's incredible.
In fact, 2,250 a square metre there, I think.
Last auction to be reviewed, Phillips, in Hotham Street, Elsternwick. Lemore handled it. Yes, you auctioned it. Take us through that one.
I did. Well, I love doing that auction because it was directly opposite the Ripponlea estate, where you and I used to play, muck around. We used to jump the fence.
I used to hear the peacock screaming from my back garden in Gordon Street, Philip.
Yep, and they were screaming for a reason, Gary. But that was a great auction. Yes. We had a reserve there around the 1.3 mark, and that sailed all the way to $1,500,000.
You got it right. So a very big weekend, some big results. We could keep going, but we don't want to do that, Phil, because we've got other things to talk about.
Just want to flash up again. Our coffee van is making a huge impression in the marketplace.
My turn now.
Our coffee crew are doing the most incredible job, and it's being so well received. The public are just loving it.
We are loving it, and it's good quality coffee.
Shout out again to Las Chicos in Carlisle Street,
good on you, Las
who
Chicos.
are providing the baristas, and they are doing a sensational job.
I've got people smile on your face every time.
I've got people that are saying the coffee from our van is as good as you'll get anywhere in Melbourne, if not better.
And we do put a schedule up of where you can get your coffee from our coffee
like
vans.
Like us on Facebook. So if you like us on Facebook, we put out the schedule for the coffee vans movements every Friday, I think, on our Facebook page. So if you're a friend on Facebook, you'll get it. And if you're not a friend on Facebook, become a friend, because we're pretty friendly people. We
are friendly people, and we're going to be very friendly out there this weekend, Philip. We have 15 auctions across 10 suburbs.
Are we going to review those, Gary?
Well, why not?
Let's get into it.
Phil, we start on Saturday at 10:30 a.m. We have 3 auctions at 10:30 a.m. A strong early start.
Well, Gary, before we talk about the 3 auctions at 10:30 a.m.
Which you're not doing any of them, by the way.
Okay, I just want to talk about this magnificent morning tea again to say the cakes are disappearing at a rapid rate.
There was a couple more there before.
It is not Gary and I. No. I've got to tell you, if we could film now, the cameraman filming us,
munching away.
You'd see a cameraman now with stuffing his face with chocolate eclairs and smiley faces. Anybody would think he'd never eaten. Shout out to the guys at Visual Domain. Domain, who
nourished.
do all of our videoing, and they are terrific.
Yes.
But clearly they keep their cameramen hungry.
They do. Keep them hungry and lean. That's the way.
Keep them mean, keep them keen, they say.
Take us through Cholmondeley Street, Paran, Phillip. That's a wonderful property that Leo Samuel is
Loving this property, Gary. Check out those floorboards. Check out the white walls.
Two bedrooms.
Incredibly renovated kitchen. 2 bedrooms, one bathroom,
one car
space. And for those people that don't know Cholmondeley Street, a sensational location in Paran.
We're off to Hobart, Phillip, not the city of Hobart, but the street of Hobart. Hobart Street in Murrumbina. That one's at 10:30 a.m. Jeremy Rosen's auctions for Glen Bricker.
And Murrumbina has come of age, and this is one of the better streets of Murrumbina, which is full of great streets. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, polished timber floorboards, renovated kitchen and bathroom. That's great real estate buying.
I'm going to be doing the first auction of my weekend, Phillip, in Kooyong Road in Elsternwick. Always loving Elsternwick, Phillip. This is a property that I meet Adam Josky at that we bring to the market. Take us through.
Gary, what a fabulous family home. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, a fabulous swimming pool. Get set for summer living in that fantastic home.
Absolutely, Phillip. I'm going to be in Beauville Avenue, Murrumbina. Now, this home, Phillip, is in the Jennings estate. And this street is a protected street. So whilst you can renovate and improve the look, you can't go and build a block of flats and shops there, Phillip. Oh no.
Well, Gary, let's talk about the Jennings estate. The Jennings estate after AV Jennings.
It is.
Which was one of Australia's biggest home builders.
Yeah,
they did this subdivision.
Project. They did. I think they did Hillcrest first and this one
second.
second.
Now it's a protected area, but you know, who'd want to pull one of those houses down anyway, because they're just gorgeous.
This is a great looking home, been in the family for a long time, has 3 bedrooms, good entertaining areas, a lovely garden. I've done the video tour here, Phillip.
Have you?
And
You're starting to do a few video tours, aren't you, Gary?
No, you know, I can't just stay on my shelf forever. I've got to come out eventually.
You're a good-looking guy, Gary.
Thanks,
and now that you're starting to pay a bit more attention to the way you look vis-a-vis your
yeah.
hair and your eyebrows, you know,
Do it
you should
every
do
week.
more video.
Yeah.
You've got to get out and about, because, quite frankly, we've had some viewer feedback saying that some of the viewers think you're a particularly handsome man, although that was coming from Hannah and Nina Pierre, your wife, of course, and your lovely daughter.
That's exactly right.
They're a bit of a fan club
That's
for you,
what
Gary.
counts, Phil, isn't it? Because, you know, you've got to be popular in your own home first, don't you? Before
And
worry
you are
about
very popular.
Not always. Phil, Beauville Avenue, that's going to be very popular. I think we're probably, talking about popularity, between 900 and 1 million. We're expecting lots of action.
Terrific.
And who knows what happens from there on. Cobden Street, Phillip, we've shot GPTV from there. You're going to be doing that auction. That one goes at 11:30 on Saturday morning.
Gary, we love this house. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, off-street car parking, gorgeous back garden, and Cobden Street is a fantastic address.
And at the same time, Phillip, we have a property in Carnegie that finds its way to the market, Whorrell Street. Whorrell. Anyway, it's a great property, whichever way you say it, Phillip. It's a 1 bedroom. It's going to be very affordable in that sort of low 3s range. To take us through this,
Gary,
renovated,
it's one of the biggest 1-bedroom apartments you'll get.
Great
in fact, I reckon this could have been a 2-bedroom apartment in another life.
Yes.
1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Good building, great location, and Carnegie is on fire.
It is, Phillip, and not far away, Brighton East is on fire as well. We had a great time there last weekend selling those couple of properties. We've got a couple more this week, got 3 of them. 2 of those are in Clive Street and in Clinton Street. Take us through these ones. They're unusual and unique opportunity.
Well, Gary, this is a great investment or development opportunity, or both, because we've got the opportunity to build 2 brand new fabulous town residences. And then you've also got an existing 70s block, or late 60s, early 70s block, which can be transformed, another apartment added, or you can just wrap it up and put it into your investment portfolio, because East Brighton, the city of Bayside, of course, are in the process of changing their requirements from a building point of view.
Some people would not know that.
Well, I'm telling the viewers, and finding a development site now in Brighton is getting harder and harder as councils put up more and more restrictions to development.
Yes.
So this is a sensational property.
Absolutely, Phillip. A lot of mucking around saved.
Buy one of them, buy both of them. The hard work's been done. All permits have been secured.
So after your 12:30 auction, you can take the rest of the day off, Phillip.
Thank you, Gary.
Leo Samuel, he's still working in Bentley.
As he should.
In Brighton East, I should say, as he should, exactly. The young ones, Phil, they need to work hard, just
Absolutely.
like we did.
We put in the hard yards, Gary, when we were young and nimble, and
Youthful.
now we're mature.
Vibrant.
Age. I think we're still vibrant and young, but most people are calling us mature.
That's right. Mature and sad, aren't they? 1:30, Phillip. We are going to be auctioning this apartment in Centre Road and that's in also Brighton East. Take us through it.
Well, Gary, you couldn't get a better looking building than that one, and 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a basement car space. That's a stunning property, and somebody will be very happy buying that one.
We've got triple auction action starting off on Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Phil, you're kicking off in Hartley Avenue, Caulfield. You know this property well.
Gary, I do, and that is a really good property. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, undercover car parking for 2 cars. Not a cent to spend there, Gary. Just get the keys to the front door, move straight in, and just organise your furniture.
You got a busy
Everything's
Sunday.
done.
You got a busy Sunday, as does Jeremy Rosens. He's going to be in Inkerman Street. Auctioning for Adam Josky, this terrific property at 429. What a great looking home.
You described this as glamorous, Gary. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, off-street car parking. And, you're right there in the hood of St Kilda East, where you've got Carlisle Street on your doorstep. You couldn't get a better location.
Dimitri is selling together with Leor, who is doing the auction at 27 Moore Street, just around the corner from where we are. Hop, skip and jump from where we sit at the moment.
And we'll talk about where we are in a moment, Gary. This is a beautiful home, 4 to 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage. Just to be able to get a big, glamorous family home in Caulfield South. It's not so easy at the best of times, Gary. That's a beautiful home.
It is. Beresford Street's a hot street in Caulfield North, Phil. Nothing much ever comes up there, but something is going to be at 11:30 on Sunday. Take us through it.
Gary, I love this property. I dropped in to see it the other day. The owner has given it the complete makeover. In fact, it's like being on the block, this apartment. They've just done the most stunning renovation. It's got the most incredible courtyard garden. Had a lot of people go through it. A lot of interest in that property, Gary. Should go well.
As there is in Daniel Crescent, Phillip. That's a great address as well, in the heart of Caulfield. Auctioning at 12:30. You're doing that auction. Take us through that property,
I'm looking
Phillip.
forward to that, Gary. 4 magnificent bedrooms.
That's a hot-looking property, isn't
3
it?
gorgeous bathrooms, plenty of car parking, everything that opens and shuts. This is town residents living at its absolute finest.
Now, if you live in Estelle Road, Phillip, you've got very good access to the racecourse. It's just at the end, and you could be there next year.
Oh,
for
Spring
Caulfield Cup.
Carnival.
That's it.
Coming up.
We've got the Caulfield Cup coming up in 3 or 4 weeks, Phil. So it's all happening at 21 Estelle Road this Sunday. That goes off at 1:30 p.m. Take us
Gary,
through
we've
it.
got an older style home there on 636 square metres of land. So, you could renovate the house, you could put it in the investment portfolio, or, of course, subject to council approval, perhaps 2 townhouses or a luxury home, because Estelle Road is certainly a home, not of $1 million homes anymore, Gary, but $2 million homes. And I would suggest to you that there's some $3 million homes in Estelle.
I'll accept that suggestion. A home and a property of many options and opportunity. That one, Phil, we finish off at 1:30 in Lawn Street. In Caulfield East, Leo Samuel is auctioning this terrific property. Now, take us through it, Phil.
Well, Gary, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a lock-up garage, and that is just ready to be moved straight into. And it's a great little pocket, that pocket of East Caulfield.
It is, Phil.
A lot of viewers don't know, but there's a major development going on next door to the racecourse.
Oh, it's a big one. It's like a suburb, Phil.
Essentially, well, it is. It'll be a new suburb of Caulfield, because there's literally going to be a couple of thousand apartments.
There is. And shops.
But they're bringing shops and
cafes.
restaurants and cafes and
Yep.
supermarkets. It's a real addition to the Caulfield landscape, and you're very close to there.
And close to the station, aren't you?
Gary,
The
let's
racecourse
talk about where we are, because it's not just about the morning tea, is it, Gary?
Well,
it's about the home.
A lot of it is about the morning tea, though, but not all.
Yes, well, we've done our best to demolish it. But
Alex
viewers,
helped us there.
You're going to love living in this house. This is the most magnificent
Where are
family
we?
home. We're at number 19 Frederick Street in Caulfield South.
Yes.
Have a look at that facade, Gary. It's big, it's glamorous, it's
modern,
got
sparkling, stylish and schmick, Phil.
massive street appeal. This is the home that has been designed from the front fence to the back fence and everything in between.
I like where we're sitting here too, because you've got this beautiful environment. We're facing northwest here, so you get lots of light as well.
Well, speaking of this, we're sitting in the kitchen, Gary, which overlooks the family room, which
does.
overlooks the dining area,
got
which
it.
overlooks the formal lounge
It does.
with its beautiful open fireplace. But my favourite feature, Gary, is the undercover alfresco area that looks over the back
over there.
garden.
Yep.
So this is a house for all seasons. As I said, it's a big, glamorous family
auction
home.
date, please.
All of the bedroom accommodation that you could possibly want. We go to auction on Sunday, the 18th of October at 10:30. I've got the auction honours here,
you do.
Gary. Although homes like this often do get sold before auction.
So keep a lookout.
4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, but also plenty of off-street car parking at the front of the home.
Yes.
The vendors have cleverly re-landscaped the front to allow their children to park off-street park. So this is really the most incredible family home.
So it kicks off this weekend. Phil? Is that correct?
Well, I don't know, Gary.
Does.
Is that correct?
It is correct, Phil.
Good.
I thought I'd
you
lead
know,
you into
viewers,
something.
Why we know it's correct? Because the vendor is behind the camera nodding. Yes, it is going to the market this weekend.
Well,
so a special shout out to Joe, who is our current director
Yes.
for this week's GPTV.
Indeed, he is watching every moment. Make sure we don't do anything out of line, Phil, and we need to be watched.
Correct.
Nikki Janova has the absolute pleasure of handling this sale, and I know she's very excited about it. So,
Gary, we are well into spring now. Have you noticed
buzzing.
that we've started listing already for February of 2016?
We've got a few in there, haven't we? But there's still time for this year.
There
Phil.
is, but
for
this year's
November,
almost,
we're listing now for November. Maybe last week in October,
Yep.
you just sneak in,
Yep.
but certainly November, and then we'll have a couple of busy weeks in December, and then we'll just
I reckon we're
throw
going to
it
go
all
into
away
the
till
I
Feb.
reckon we're going to go into the third weekend of December.
Is that right?
Yep, and I believe you've actually booked holidays
I
where
have.
you'll be leaving before the third weekend of December.
But my heart will be with you, Philip.
Thank you, Gary. Well, perhaps we'll just allow those profits from the third weekend not to be divided with you. Perhaps I'll just take those.
You did already. You spent it in San Francisco. It's been a big week at GPTV. It's been all happening. And there's lots of news, isn't there, Phil? Lots going on.
There
lots
is.
of buzz
There
in the
is.
market.
It's
lots of
exciting.
excitement.
I'm loving it at the moment, Gary.
As
And
am I.
must say, again, that coffee van, one of the reasons I love it, the community's loving it, and
Yes.
that's important. But the reason I love it is that I'm almost on a caffeine drip because it
are.
follows me from auction to auction. Last weekend, 6 double espressos before I got home on Sunday.
Well, no wonder you're still
Probably,
bouncing.
if there is a doctor watching, you probably might want to come out and just follow me.
Fair enough. And there's lots of bottles of water and there's
Yeah,
lollipops
yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
Well, we hope to see you at one of our auctions. Come see us at the coffee.
Like
the
us
coffee
on
van.
Facebook so
Yes.
that you know where that van is. It's been a big week. Look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week.
Bye.